Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the good
Good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we are here to get your mind right, because that's exactly what The Good Life is all about. It's about opening your mind to living differently in the world. Good morning, Telly. How are you?
Good morning. If I had your money, I'd be better.
You know what's funny? I was like, I don't think Telly has his mind right this morning. Well, that's what I did all weekend. You know, sometimes we have to reflect and before we can release it and give it to somebody else. And so I took this weekend to do a lot of self-reflection. And I was like, you know what? I need to get my own mind right. Sometimes we have to do that. I talk it on the radio. And so we have to do that every now and then, just take a moment for ourselves and get our mind right. So that's what I did this weekend. And that's what The Good Life Money Mondays is going to be about for the next 2 weeks, about getting your mind right and the mindset of a millionaire. And I was like, and I read, y'all know I read. So I was doing a lot of reading this weekend about, the mindset of a millionaire and what makes, millionaires different and how they're successful and what tips that they have so we can all move our community forward. And I was just like, this is information that everybody needs to know. So Kenneth and I are going to be discussing this for the next 2 weeks. It's really that impactful, and it's really going to change your lives. It is literally changing mine. I hope it changed yours. Just be open. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, you may just want to, you may not be ready, may not be your thing. But if you take these steps, I promise you'll open your mind, you'll live differently in the world, and you will grow rich. And speaking of growing rich, Telly put up something this weekend, and I was just like, how profound is Telly? And I was like kind of shocked. I was like, Telly is profound?
That's funny.
It is kind of funny. You put something on Facebook. Do you want to share what you put on Facebook?
We'll let you share it since you're such a funny person this morning.
Since I'm such a funny person this morning. Well, Telly put up a post, and it said, new rule. It's no longer about getting out the hood. It's about buying up the hood and making it a decent place to live. I was like, wait, hold up, stop the press. I had to really think about that and digest it, because so many of us, think one way. But if we changed our mindset to think this way, imagine how our lives could change. New rule. It's no longer about getting out the hood. It's about buying up the hood and making it a decent place to live for everyone in our community. Telly, what made you put that post up?
Here's the thing. My two best friends growing up, Dwayne Nephew from Gentilly and Cedric Martin from New Orleans East. And both of them lived with their mother and father. And Dwayne's mother passed once we were in college, and Cedric's mother and father are still together. When they would come and pick me up from the house, and we would pass by Fats, which is a corner store on the corner of Durban and Columbus in the 7th Ward, which I talk about. I would always see that there were, Vietnamese grocery stores. Mm-hmm. And I told them one day, I said, I plan on opening up a chain of corner grocery stores in the hood.
Right.
They said, well, why would you do that? I said, because clearly, they charge prices for pickle, pig lip, or hot sauce on it and chips. You from uptown, Eileen. You might not know nothing about that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I used to walk down Ballin Street to the corner store and eat a pig. I don't eat the pig lips anymore because I know, but I did.
Because you know better. You're too good now. I understand.
Well,
I'm French with cheese and pickles, lettuce, tomato.
I'm on that Wellness Wednesday kick.
There you go. But with that said, I will realize that the concentration of people with the thought that it was important for once you found success to leave and move out of the neighborhood, move to one of the nicer subdivisions, move to New Orleans East, which is where the black folk with money live. But the thing I found that perplexed me was that all of the folks who may have seen as being some immigrant, and you would hear this in portions of New York and around the country, all of these people were moving not to our neighborhood, but putting businesses in our neighborhood and profiting because of it.
Right.
Black folk is a $60 billion industry around the country that buys goods and services and all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So after Katrina and working in the Nagin administration, I can remember DJ Manny Fresh coming and having a possible proposal to buy pieces of rental property in the 7th Ward.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I wasn't in the higher up. I don't know what happened within that negotiation and why he wasn't able to purchase those properties. And I imagine he made a nice bit of money, so he would have been able to buy well. And then we talk about having to move from the neighborhoods to do better. But around this country, we see gentrification taking place. We see gentrification in New Orleans just like you saw it in D.C. 5-6 years ago.
Right. Look at St. Claude right now.
Look at St. Claude.
Look at St. Claude. How many people were like, I never want to live on St. Claude? Now everybody wants to live on St. Claude.
St. Claude is sexy, right?
Right.
And so look at Ferret Street.
I was about to say Ferret Street.
I don't want to be around Ferret.
I don't want to live around Ferret Street.
It is what Magazine Street, it is becoming what Magazine Street used to be, I guess, right?
But the sad part is it's when someone else comes in, it makes it sexy. Why can't we make our own neighborhood sexy?
Why can't you make your own neighborhood sexy? So the renaissance that folks are going to in parts of and Harlem and Queensbridge in New York, and folks in Southeast D.C., and ports of Miami, in Detroit, you can see neighborhoods that are going through a rebuild. And in my mind, I continue to tell myself that who frames what the hood is simply the individuals who frame it, or they're using the words that are outside of the context for which I don't use. I come from North Prairie and Columbus. Now, in my mind, truthfully, I would not let T.J. Lacey and Byron live on North Prairie and Columbus. That's what's going on in my head, because they live in a nice, subdivision in Algiers, and they go to private schools, blah, 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 blah. But I can't teach Telly Jr. who I really am without taking him to the bedrock, that it was Hunters Field, that it was this street, that it was St. James Methodist Church in the 6th Ward,
right.
That he was these things, and that there are people who are buying property who may have not went to college like I'm trying to teach him to go to college.
Right.
That may buy property, do well, make more money than he ever will. More importantly, they won't do anything to change the dynamic of the place where I come from. So if Telly is a responsible leader in the city of New Orleans, and I'm saying that a kid from North Prairie and Columbus needs to have the same opportunities that Telly Jr. had, then there has to be some middle ground. And until you own something, you really have no rights to it.
Right.
Before you can say that you're dating a woman and you're seeing her, and it's all good, and you playing house. Until you give her a wedding ring, y'all ain't married. Y'all ain't got papers.
Until you sign your name on the certificate. Look, I'm like, until you say I do, you single.
And so with that said, how do we sign our names on a certificate in our communities?
Exactly.
One way is voting, right? We consistently talk about it. One way is putting aside monies that we buy for tennis shoes for a man who ain't played basketball in 15 years.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That hadn't played in a short period of time. If you got it, you got it. But if you barely got it or you don't have it, then you need to be invested into some bonds for your children's educational future. And
Absolutely.
That's easier said than done, because in this world today, we're taught immediate gratification.
Exactly.
We need to have it now. I need to be able to rap, play basketball, do something unbelievable.
Right.
But with that said, the thing that we don't see is that there's hard work that goes into greatness. And on a basic level, if I and Greg Lewis and Pete Hamilton and the conversations that me and these guys consistently have, and Tyrone Walker and Eileen Carter and Karen Carter Peterson, and all of these individuals, and Jay Brown Russell, and a variety of different people,
shout out,
can find $5,000 that I hope that we have. I mean, Aiden eats a lot, so you might not. But
he's in the studio today. He's off, so he just looked up at me.
With his Bigfoot self. Go Harrell.
I know. Who's 11 and wears an 11 shoe? Sorry.
Exactly. He needs to be building property, how big he is. But with that said, if we have the opportunity to pool our dollars together in this small way to buy this one piece of property off of St. Claude, then we can do something significant about how we change the dynamic. There's only one thing. You always hear this expression: when there's blood on the street, buy property, right? Mm-hmm. So the greatest lesson that David White, who's a mentor and a friend, will consistently say is that we can't repair the black community until we start making money together.
Absolutely.
And you really can't trust a person until y'all do business together. You can repair trust because money is what breaks folks up, but it also can be the DNA that ties folks back together. And so over the next month, just like you said, you've been going through this over the next 2 weeks, you'll be talking about it. Jay Brown Russell is one of my best friends, and we talk about this consistently. Why aren't we doing anything together? Damon Burns talks to black people about this all the time. I give him credit for being ahead of the curve about how we put money up together. Howard Rogers, my investments person, if he's listening to this show, he's probably going to say, you need to come invest the money over here.
Right.
But with that said, how do we proactively talk about, as we're coming into a presidential election year, these are times when we come up with big ideas.
Absolutely.
How, if New Orleans is being gentrified, and we're unhappy about that, and we're unhappy about young white folks coming in and buying a property, and we speak to it for what it is, then what are we prepared to do about it who are here? And if you're going to be here, if you know what it means to Miss New Orleans, you're never leaving, and you plan on dying here, then let's figure out how to make the neighborhoods better so that Aiden doesn't get busted in the head when he's dealing with a kid who doesn't come from the place that he comes from, or Telly Jr., right?
Right.
And so that is the concept, the same energy and effort that we're putting into voting, we have to be put into putting more money into black houses, whether that's a single black mama, whether that's a married couple together, whether that's two women together, whatever it's going to take, because financially it seems like that threshold of the dream that Kennedy talked about is moving further and further into the distance, and we're not able to reach it.
Exactly. And for me, where does our community like to congregate? We like to congregate on Sundays after church, and everybody's at somebody's house eating. It's just a regular thing that we do. So my challenge to everyone on Money Monday, so we're going to change our mindset. We're going to start to change our family's mindset, because that's the only way that it's going to work. And the only way that it's going to work is if we do it together. And if you go start having this conversation, if somebody wants to be a naysayer, be like, I understand you don't agree, but now's not the time. Just keep your comments to yourself. Just start it like that. Because if you're going to be negative, just listen. Just don't say anything. We really don't want to hear it right now, because we're trying to move forward. Sit down and have the conversation about who's on the ballot. Who are we voting for? And the biggest conversation you need to have is, how can we make money together as a family? How can we buy something? If we all come together and we buy one double shotgun and we rent it out and we have to divide it by 5, as you know, in a couple years when we have money, we'll buy another one. We'll rent that out and buy it in your own neighborhoods. Grow the wealth in your neighborhoods. Let's do it together. Sundays, we all like to eat. Everybody's together anyway. Start to have these conversations. That's the good life. You're opening your mind to living differently in the world, and you're going to put some passive income into your pocket. So you're at work and you're still making money. We can do it as a community, but we have to change our mindset. And that quote that Telly gave me just like set me off this weekend, because I was like, yeah. And I'm going to read it again for y'all. New rule. It's no longer about getting out the hood. It's about buying up the hood and making it a decent place to live. Every neighborhood can be the new St. Claude. Every neighborhood can have a St. Rock Market. Every neighborhood can have a Ferret Street. Do y'all remember what Oak Street used to look like? Do y'all know what it looks like now? My son played at Harrell. You drive down Leonidas, and they're changing it, and it hits Oak Street. It's like a whole new world at the end of there, by the river and by the turn. It is literally a whole new world down there. All the fun little shops, everybody goes down there. I'm like, look at this resurgence. We can all have that in our neighborhoods and our communities, but we have to want it first ourselves. Nobody's going to give it to us, and we have to vote.
The other thing that I would say about that, even with voting, and this will be my last thought, that because of the hierarchical society that we live in New Orleans, that we so often, too often, all the time, look to leadership, as in the mayor or the city council or the Congress or the Senate, for the leadership and changes that we have an expectation to see. If you were to depend on those people who probably tried really hard during Katrina, you wouldn't have saw, first of all, we wouldn't have been able to get through the hell that we had to go through.
Right.
And you wouldn't have saw the improvements. If you think that there are improvements in New Orleans, everyone doesn't agree with that train of thought. That wouldn't have happened.
Right.
So I guess what I am saying is that this isn't something that we're going to be looking to leadership for.
Exactly.
Yes, we may be looking to Miss Landrew and Jason Williams in order to pave our streets because, you pay taxes, you have an expectation that those things are going to get fixed. Or in New Orleans, we can't fix all these raggedy streets. Let's be realistic. We ain't got the money to do it within the city coffers. But how do we get the money? How do we get the money for the neighborhoods that are prudent? And if you have $100 right now and you are a parent of a teenager, well, you can take another $100 and buy that person a lawnmower, and I can guarantee you that cat who's 11 or 12 like Aiden, probably not Aiden because that joker has a full-time schedule, but and he's doing what he's supposed to do. But if he was looking to hustle in the summertime and make money, you could make that $200 back.
Right.
With a lawnmower,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Picking up trash, cans. And I think it's incumbent upon us to become hungry as a neighborhood, as a community, as a city, and I'm talking about just black folks. Not to say that I'm not concerned about other people, but we're losing within our community on some scale. And if we can get back to a central focus outside of the hell we go through, outside of drugs, drinking, whatever those negative factors are going to be, with an education, and God as our drivers, then we will see the opportunity to see a piece of property that's off of Elysian Fields in Claiborne or off of D.C. or off of St. Bernard and say to ourselves, this is the place that we see change coming. There's a bike path. There's a lot of folks who are traffic that are coming through. There are 4 houses that are renovated on this street. Is it possible for me to pool together money to buy another piece?
Absolutely.
And so over the next 2-3 weeks, as I come out, I'm dealing with campaign season, I will be looking to those areas and looking to small people like the Damon Burns, like the Jays, to say, is this a good investment and why? What is my plan of action? What is really happening with New Orleans to the point where we can make enough money for our people that live here and sustain?
Absolutely.
So, and that's where my head is.
That's where our head is, and that's what we're all going to do. So I challenge all of you at Sunday dinner when you go meet with your family to have these conversations about money, how we can all build each other up, how we can live the good life, how we can open our mind to living differently in the world. I'm going to go out on this quote by Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it's done. Think about that. This is Eileen. This is The Good Life. It is Money Monday. We'll be right back with Ken Farnes.
Vivid Image Consulting, certified wardrobe consultants, is an image management and style branding company providing customized professional services to corporations and individuals. Home of My Private Stylist and Men of Style, now offering J. Hilburn custom shirts. They help organizations gain a business edge over their competition, and they can assist you in elevating your unique look and style. They can help you refine and enhance your personal and professional brand. Contact your style concierge at vividimageconsulting.com. vividimageconsulting.com.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Kick off the season at the historic Carver Theater at the Saints Kickoff Party with Tyrone Hughes, presented in conjunction with WBOK 1230 AM. In this time of racial divide, the only colors that seem to bring everyone together are the black and gold. On Friday, September 18th from 7 to 11 p.m., please join the historic Carver Theater and our guest of honor, Saints Hall of Fame inductee Tyrone Hughes, NFL Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson, and other former Saints standouts in getting this black and gold season started right. Proceeds will go to support Son of a Saint, Ricky Jackson's Community Hope Center, and the St. Augustine High School Foundation. DJ Retro Time will be filling the theater with all the classics. That's Friday, September 18th. Doors open at 6 p.m. 21 and up. No smoking anywhere in the venue. Standing room only. General admission is $15 through eventbrite.com. $20 at the door. Call 504-304-0460 for more information or to reserve your VIP accommodations. Kick off the season at the historic Carver Theater.
I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roots?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh from my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's ringlets.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
Are you tired of that squeaking door, those uneven steps, or that room you want painted? Have you been looking for that trustworthy contractor that is licensed and insured that can handle all of your residential construction needs? Well, look no further. Elite Southern Solutions can handle all your residential needs. There is no job too big or too small that Elite Southern Solutions can't complete to perfection. Call them at 504-756-7933. That's 504-756-7933. To add value to your home, to update your bathroom, add that much-needed storage, or finally remodel your kitchen. Elite Southern Solutions will take care of that water leak repair, those boards that need to be replaced after termite season. Call a contractor you can trust to get the job done right the first time. And that's Elite Southern Solutions. They are fully licensed and insured and will give you peace of mind. Call them today at 504-756-7933. That's 504-756-7933. That's Elite Southern Solutions, getting the job done right the first time. Do you know anyone with less than perfect credit? At KB Enterprises, they specialize in restoring your score. Learn how to increase your credit score with 100% satisfaction guarantee. A+ rating with the BBB, 10-year track record of removing negative items including repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, tax liens, student loans, and more. Kenneth Barnes and his team at KB Enterprises are excited about helping you restore your credit and achieving your financial goals. Whether it's acquiring a home or purchasing a car, don't miss this opportunity to change your life forever. For more info, give them a call at 504-577-4139. Log on to www.kennethbarnes.org and be sure to tune in to The Good Life on Money Mondays and get your financial tips for the week from Kenneth Barnes so you can live the good life too.
Listen to WBOK 1230 AM anywhere in the world. Live at www.wbok1230am.com. WBOK 1230 AM, talk radio in New Orleans.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday. We just had a great conversation with Kelly Medina. He is my partner in voting. He's my partner in getting our mind right and uplifting our community so we can all live the good life. And part of the good life is getting your mind right. It's about, getting the millionaire mindset. And that's what we're focusing on this Monday and next Monday. It's about getting your mind right so we can live differently in the world. And so if you want to follow us, if you've missed a show and you want to catch up, you can follow me on Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com. The Good Life Radio Show, just type it into the search engine, The Good Life Radio Show on Spreaker.com. If you've missed a show, if you're interested in sharing a show, anything like that, if you want to follow it, if you want to be updated, make sure you follow me on Spreaker.com. Additionally, you can follow me on any of my social media sites. I am on Twitter, I am on Instagram, and I am on Facebook, The Good Life Radio Show or Being Eileen C. The Good Life Radio Show or Being Eileen C, because that is the good life. That's how we interact. That's how we know what's going on. If you want to know what the show is about tomorrow, I posted the day before, so you can just kind of be ready. And if you miss a show, you can also always listen to the rebroadcast. But again, if you do miss a show and you're just driving in the car, you want to listen, you can follow us on Spreaker.com, The Good Life Radio Show, because that is the good life. Right, Kenneth?
That's exactly right.
Of course. And we are getting our mind right this morning on Money Monday. We are discussing getting a millionaire mindset. And when I sent you the topic, you were like, yeah, Eileen, that's good. So I was excited that you were excited.
That's exactly right. T. Harv is one of my favorite authors.
Really?
Absolutely.
The Self-Made Millionaire. It's a book by T. Harv Eker, and it's a best-selling book. It identifies specific choices that the wealthiest people make on a daily basis that most of us fail to emulate. And I was going through some of the different things that they talk about, and I was like, if we really started putting this all together and packaging it, so everybody's not going to read a book. It just is what it is, with our busy lives, this, that, and the other. But if we can drop some of these seeds, and it might not be something that you digest today, but if we can digest the seed into your mind and you think about it and it grows, what a difference we can make in our lives and what a difference we can make in our pockets. That's number one. Kenneth, do you know what the number? Well, you know what the number one thing is because I sent it to you. But the crazy, right. I'm like, do you know? But the listeners don't know. And I was kind of interested to see that this was the number one thing. And I was like, it's so true. And it kind of rolls into the conversation that Telly and I had about, discussing growing wealth with your family and at Sunday dinner. The number one thing is to stop complaining. The number one way to make money is to stop complaining. Stop complaining out loud. Stop complaining in your head. Stop being a naysayer. It's stop complaining. Go ahead, Kenneth.
And also getting away from people that complain. That's another big key as well, because your circle, if that's what is around you, and if that's not bothering your spirit where you feel like, man, I got to get away from this, then we're definitely got to start evaluating some inner things that's going on within us, because we're okay with that or we're comfortable in that. But it should irk you for people to be always negative and complaining and talking about what's wrong.
Absolutely. They say that much of what separates wealthy people from average people is totally mental. Rich people simply think, act, and make different choices than the rest of us. Now think about that. The only thing that's separating you from taking a different path in life is your mind. How many people are like, oh, I'm going to change that right now? But the thing is, right, seriously. But we say it, but we just don't do it. We get caught back in that trap because initially it's hard. It's like changing a habit. You think 10 million thoughts a day, but it's just, being conscious of those thoughts and really starting to make a difference and saying, this is harming me. And it's changing those daily habits that become, lifetime habits that are going to change our lives. And the number one thing is complaining. Refuse to complain. I want everybody to think today about how much they complain. Complaining is the absolute worst possible thing you can do for your health and for your wealth. And it costs you no money to change it. Nothing. Kenneth, how have you seen people change with just taking this simple step?
Well, what happens is, and I just got back in town, and it doesn't matter where I am doing seminars or working with clients that we service. It's amazing to me where it's almost identical to the way people actually respond, especially people that don't have wealth or have a high net worth, the way they look at things are totally different consistently. And what happens is until someone gets that life-changing scenario that causes that discipline, and it takes a life-changing scenario for you to gather the discipline, because discipline is the difference between wealthy people and people that are not wealthy. Bottom line, it comes with discipline. And what is the definition of discipline? Doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it.
When no one else is watching, too.
Absolutely. We call that private victories. When nobody's around, that's when you become a champ. That's when you put your time in. So it takes that life-changing scenario for you to wake up, because unless you have that kind of transformation, the commitment is not there for the true change to happen. Because like you said, we're thinking 10 million thoughts a day. It really takes full head-on discipline. It can't be something that I'm considering. I definitely want to do it. That's on my goal sheet for 2015, New Year's. Can't be that scenario. It has to be a life-changing scenario. Like, you know what? Enough is enough.
Exactly. Enough is enough. And here's the thing, and Kenneth alluded to it. Like attracts like. So that's why you kind of you don't need a partner in it, but it's good to have a partner because it makes you accountable. And personally, my partner is all of you listeners, because I'm held accountable by you. I'm doing what I say I'm going to do. And having someone to hold me accountable, Kenneth holds me accountable. You know, my family holds me accountable. These are the ways that I do it. So if you find someone that can help you do it and hold you accountable, do it together. It can only bring you up forward. You can open each other's mind to living differently in the world, which will help you grow wealth. And it's a fact that's often overlooked or dismissed as elitist, is that your friendships and your relationships could also have major impact on your financial success. It is found that the wealthy are deliberate about choosing their friends, and their choices have implications for their success and their net worth. Think about wealthy people. Who do they hang out with?
Other wealthy people, for sure.
Other wealthy people.
Poor people.
Right.
But you know what? They'll feel uncomfortable in that circle, because the way people talk, they wouldn't be talking like the same circle that another person is accustomed to, so you'll feel uncomfortable. You'll also feel like you don't belong there. But the difference is, if you don't have the money now and you have the desire, you will learn from that other circle. You won't feel uncomfortable. You'll find ways that you can be, you'll be inspired to become more like those people that are successful.
Absolutely. Oh, my gosh. Kenneth, you hit it on the head. Because the implications of not being more aware of these situations is basically putting a deadlock on your life. You're going to be stuck in a rut. Literally. You're never going to get out of it. And you have to make, separating yourself from complainers is just as important as resisting the urge to complain personally. And, we're talking about this. Negative energy is infectious. So we have to find those people. And sometimes it's like joining a new group, join a club. If you're interested in, if you're interested in art, if you're interested in buying houses, we were talking about buying houses, join a group that does it. The PRC had an event this weekend about the celebration in the neighborhoods. Join the PRC, go on their website, get their information that, comes to your email address. Sometimes it's not even like leaving your house. Sometimes get the information to come to you. Join an email list. It can be that easy sometimes. And you're just getting that information, and that seed is just growing in your mind. And one day you're like, you know what? Oh, I can do it. And that Sunday dinner, you're going to have the conversation of, oh, look, I got this email. This is how we can buy a house. They're giving us home buying tips. Let's go to this event, and they're going to give us the steps to do it. Take the first step. Take the jump. Take the leap of faith. Sometimes you don't even have to know how you're going to do it. You just have to take the leap of faith and go do it, and you'll figure it out, in the process. Sometimes you just got to do it. Just like Nike, right? I'm serious.
I think that's a great point. And one of the things, too, because a lot of times people don't know why they're doing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we got to dig a little bit deeper than what's going on in our current life and realize where it came from as well.
Right.
Because in most cases, whenever you see someone that's kind of always complaining or kind of negative, or may not even be complaining or negative, take another step. They may just be saying things that are actually deflating and working against growth and success, just mm-hmm. based on what they've heard. Because most of us have heard a lot of the myths and the sayings from family members, our parents, people we grew up with. For example, good things come to those who wait. I don't agree with that, because the only thing that comes to those who wait is the leftovers.
Wait, say that one more time. Say that one more time, please.
The people, who say good things come to those who wait, the only thing that's left is the leftovers from that person that didn't wait. And when God made it happen, and you might have the scraps if he left anything, the second thing that comes to those who wait is late fees.
That's my favorite one thus far. Guess what comes to those who wait? Late fees. That is funny.
But that's been the statement that a lot of us heard. It's many of them. It's many statements just like that programming that has caused activities that line up with those. And those are by people that are broke. Just like the people that always talk about money doesn't bring happiness. Well, that person clearly doesn't have any money.
Yes, it
does.
They
need to stop spreading
a certain level of it. Right.
Middle mediocrity type of thoughts like they're bringing value. That's not value. Because everything that is important is attached to money.
Right, exactly.
So it may not bring the happiness, but everything that is important, and that money gives you the flexibility to be able to do more, help people, and have that peace of mind and flexibility. So people that say, oh, money doesn't make you happy. Well, you just told me one of the things, you're not going to be in my circle for sure.
Right. And we don't want to say, it's all about money, but money is a tool, and you have to know how to use it. Money is a tool that can bring you happiness. It's not the only thing. We know that there's love, caring, respect, family, and all these other things. But money is definitely a tool that brings about happiness. And learning how to use it responsibly, and grow it correctly can make the difference. Rich people never say either or. They always say and think both. Think about that. We're going to go into a break, but I really want you to think about that. Rich people think both, never either or. This is Eileen. This is Money Monday, and we'll be right back.
People are raving about Lil Dizzy's Cafe.
I liked it so much I went back the next day for breakfast.
I went for the lunch all-you-can-eat buffet, and I had to be rolled out of it.
I've had many gumbos in this city, and I will say, hands down, Little Dizzy's is the best.
I felt loved when I ate the bread pudding. I literally almost cried.
You heard it here first. Lil Dizzy's Cafe is New Orleans' #1 Creole restaurant. Open 7 days a week, Lil Dizzy's pulls out all the stops with a mouth-watering all-you-can-eat lunch buffet featuring the best fried chicken and gumbo in the city. Enjoy a hearty breakfast and be sure to ask for the seafood omelet loaded. Lil Dizzy's Cafe, 1500 Esplanade Avenue in the historic Treme. For reservations or takeout orders, call 504-569-8997. For catering and private parties, call Miss Jerry at 504-324-9567. That's 504-324-9567. Lil Dizzy's Cafe, the best in the city.
The Crescent City chapter of the Lynx Incorporated invites you to join in a special tribute to celebrate the Champions for Change. Saturday, September 19th at the Hyatt Regency, 601 Loyola Avenue, featuring a fashionable journey to the Emerald City. Tickets are $75 with sponsorship levels starting at $1,500. This year's honorees include Carol F. Bebel, Dr. Calvin Mackey, Monique Harden, Curtis Pierre, Casa Samba Man, and Dr. Corey Hebert. It's the 2015 Champions for Change luncheon presented by the Crescent City chapter of the Lynx Incorporated. Saturday, September 19th at the Hyatt Regency, 601 Loyola Avenue. Doors open at 11 a.m. with a silent auction at 10 a.m. Join us as we honor the 2015 Champions for Change with the Crescent City chapter of the Lynx Incorporated. Linked in friendship, connected in service. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit www.eventbrite.com and search Champions for Change Luncheon.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roof?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh from my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's RINGLETTS.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
Are you tired of that squeaking door, those uneven steps, or that room you want painted? Have you been looking for that trustworthy contractor that is licensed and insured that can handle all of your residential construction needs? Well, look no further. Elite Southern Solutions can handle all your residential needs. There is no job too big or too small that Elite Southern Solutions can't complete to perfection. Call them at 504-756-7933. That's 504-756-7933. To add value to your home, to update your bathroom, add that much-needed storage, or finally remodel your kitchen. Elite Southern Solutions will take care of that water leak repair, those boards that need to be replaced after termite season. Call a contractor you can trust to get the job done right the first time. And that's Elite Southern Solutions. They are fully licensed and insured and will give you peace of mind. Call them today at 504-756-7933. That's 504-756-7933. That's Elite Southern Solutions, getting the job done right the first time.
You're listening to the voice of the people. WBOK 1230 AM, where it's real talk for real times.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
The wait is officially over. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen, on Money Monday. We are here to get your mind right, and that's what we're going to do for the next 2 weeks. We are going to create a mindset of a millionaire, because that is the good life. That's how we're going to open our minds to living differently in the world. We're going to walk a new path. And if you miss a show and you want to share it with a friend, follow me on Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com, just type in The Good Life Radio Show and you can live the good life too. And also, if you want to know what's going on for the show for the next day, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The Good Life Radio Show being Eileen C. The Good Life Radio Show being Eileen C. We are on with Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises, and we are living the good life this morning. We are opening our minds to living differently in the world. We have a millionaire mindset, and we are making it happen, because there's one thing that Kenneth and I do, and that Kenneth really brought to my mind and kind of just helped me to I guess just put on another level. I was there, but Kenneth was like, no, we're going to put this on, on speed dial. And I was like, all right, is programming my mind and reprogramming our mind. Because sometimes when we're younger, just due to circumstances, we have poor programming. And Kenneth got into that a little bit before our break. One common misconception that leads people to say, either or, is that the idea that money and happiness are mutually exclusive, that you have to choose between being rich or being happy. That mindset is limiting. It's poor programming. You can have it all. Nobody says that you can't. But sometimes, people just think that they can't have both.
That's exactly right, because sometimes that misconception is if you're rich, you're evil.
That is not the plan.
That's
not my plan.
That is not the actual truth, because there's a lot of people with money that's able to help more, like our own Tyler Perry, who does a lot but don't want the recognition for it.
Exactly.
The facts are most people with money give a lot back to people.
Right.
And that's one of the principles that help them to continue to get wealth. Giving back is one of their biggest things that they do, because that's one of the principles that they implement into their financial strategies to attract more, doing the right thing, and helping other people out. Yes, they are in business to make a profit, but they do give a lot back to help others. So it's that well balance that helps you to keep that healthy balance in portfolio. But we want to make sure we distill the myth of having money is a bad thing. Worshiping the money is totally separate from having the money.
Right, exactly.
And that's a big difference, because the truth is the other misconception is we're dealing with the love of money is the root of all evil, but it's not loving the money, it's loving what you're able to do with the money.
Absolutely.
To be able to provide for your family, to be able to help other people out, to meet needs of other people that can do it. What's evil is lack, in my opinion. Lack is evil. Hunger pains, that's evil.
For real.
No roof over your head, that's evil. So I want to make sure we clarify that, too, because that breaks up a lot of the programming that we've been taught for so many generations, and that's why we want to dig a little bit deeper on where is this coming from? Why am I speaking these type of things? Where did it start, and how can I start transitioning it?
And it's funny because, well, not funny, everything goes together. Telly and I were discussing that in the first segment, growing our community. And just like you said, changing that mindset and things that we believed. And if we want to change and grow together, we have to start investing that money into our own communities and share the mindset and grow that mindset. Sometimes we've had this poor mentality, and I'm going to call it a poor mentality, because that we have to live in scarcity, that living by models such as there's only so much to go around. There's never enough. You can't have everything. Yes, you can. Who said you can't? God said you can have everything, and I'm going on that path. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I plan on having it all. That's my mindset.
That's right.
And that should be everybody's mindset, because there is enough to go around. What I want in life is different what you want in life. Everybody can have what they want. Look at this earth. There's more than enough for everybody. Think about it. Kenneth, what I'm interested in is not what you're interested in. What makes me happy, something different makes you happy. We can all have what we want, but you have to go after it, and you have to change your mindset that you can. Believe in yourself, number one. And we can all live prosperous lives without these limits. We have to be willing to think big and abandon the either or mindset. And I think that's the big one. Kenneth, it used to be like, oh, well, you can have this or you can have this. Why can't we have both?
That's right. And that's the difference between wealthy people. They want both. They're not going to settle. Because settling is a way of really preventing yourself from thinking bigger and taking on. Because I was reading an article, and I do a lot of studying of successful people and hang around successful people. I handpick my circle. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people say you're lucky. I'm like, no, it's not really luck. If you look through my phone book, everybody in there is aggressive and winners. So It's not luck. I purposely handpick my circle on purpose because it should be a mastermind group where I grow. When I talk to a friend, they should be able to pick me up if I'm having a bad day just by their voice and their energy. Like, man, it got me motivated again.
Right.
So very, very important on how we actually do different things. I did a seminar a couple of weekends ago, and 13 people enrolled, say they wanted to enroll into the program. Mm-hmm. I had a complimentary seminar to follow up to work with each one of those people, complimentary to help them out. Only one person showed up out of 13. One person showed up. That same particular girl, I offered a job with our firm.
Wow.
Because that attitude was on point. So now because she showed up, and because she was serious about really changing things, now her whole life has changed based on getting the opportunity with our company. So that's the perfect example. 13 people said they would come to a free consultation where I could work with them.
Free? Free?
Absolutely. And they didn't show up on a Saturday at 11 a.m.
Free.
So, like I explained to her, that's the difference.
Right.
What you just got a chance to see is what's the difference in life. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all look at the same sky, the same sun, so there's really no excuse at that point. When someone tries to help you, that was the opportunity knocking. It was knocking. I mean, almost knocked you upside your head. That was it. And you didn't answer.
Why don't you think people answer?
Well, what it is that it's the lack of discipline. The lack of discipline, and also the other thing is the lack of commitment. They don't want it bad enough. How bad do you want it? That's the question I ask myself in the mirror. When I'm going after my goals, I look at Ken in the mirror and say, how bad do you want it? When it's time to get up at the gym in the morning, that's the first thing I say to myself. At 5:30, I'm like, whew, it's dark outside.
Kenneth,
it's getting a little chilly now. I have to ask myself, how bad do you want it?
Kenneth, I feel you. You do 5:30, I do 5:45, and sometimes I open my eyes and I'm just like,
and guess what?
Really?
I call that decision time, Eileen, because you're like, man, nobody here to coach you up. It's on you to be able to make that decision. It's decision time.
Kenneth, and that's the funniest thing. This real life. This real talk. It's nothing like you and that snooze button and you looking at it like, do I want to go back to sleep? Or am I about to make a change and get up? And I'm serious, and that's basically what we're doing now. And I'm talking about physically and, just getting up and working out. But this is your snooze button on your financial success. Are you going to hit the snooze button, or are you going to jump and you're going to take a chance? Which one is it? It's time to take a chance. Do not hit the snooze button because, look, your snooze button, I don't know what yours is, but mine is 9 minutes. And 9 minutes on the snooze button, it may be 9 years, it may be 9 months. Do you really want to wait 9 more months? Do you really want to wait 9 more years? Stop hitting the snooze button and take a chance on your life. Open your mind to living differently in the world. Let's make a difference. This is the only way that we're going to grow wealth in our community. We have to get our mind right first. We have to talk to each other. We have to build each other up. Stop saying, no, you can't, because yes, you can. You can. We all can. But we have to do it one by one and together. And just like you said, if they don't want to be on the boat, fine. But you know what? As soon as they see you excelling in life and doing something different, that's when they may join. And that's cool. But sometimes you got to start by yourself in the morning without pressing that snooze button. Right, Kenneth?
That's exactly right. Sometimes you got to go by yourself. Because the road, the extra mile lane, there's no traffic.
For real.
There's no traffic in the extra mile lane. I promise you. It's wide open.
And it's funny because I'm sure and Kenneth tells his story, so I'm just going to set him up to give a little bit of it. I'm sure when you started your business and, starting to learn about the financial stuff, you had some friends that were like, oh, okay, Kenneth, do your thing. But now that they see that you've become successful, well, Kenneth, give me those tips. Show me what you did so I can do that too. Was that your story?
It's very true. I got friends right now that are very smart people that a lot of times don't see when I see things. And so basically when I'm telling them and almost like pleading with them, guys, this is it. Boom, boom, boom. We make the investment. Here's the numbers. This is the stats. This is where I'm finding our fact findings from. My gut instinct is right on it with this. And everybody that knows me, I always say my gut instinct is 98%. Those that have been with me for years, they know it's very accurate. But right. I still have friends, very smart guys, but that don't see it. So like I tell them now, if you don't see it right now, you can't expect me to turn back around and come back and get you and start you up from scratch.
Right.
But the facts are, that's not fair to me.
Right.
Why do I have to go double back because you didn't see it? How am I winning from that? I'm actually costing myself because you don't see it at the beginning, and a lot of people don't. So you got to be there, explain to them this is where we're going. Are you in or you not? If they're not, I love you, but I got to go. I'm going to love you from a distance. You
know what's funny, Kenneth? I had to learn that lesson this weekend because you want to radiate on a different level, on a different frequency. And
right.
you can't deal with people who are on different levels. Like, it's just not going to work anymore. It's like, if you want to come, let's go. But you can't hold me down forever. Everybody cannot be your project.
That's right.
Everybody can't be your project. But if you're willing and we're going to work on this together, great. But if not, I got to go do this. You know what I mean? I have to get my mind right because money brings freedom. It's a tool that brings freedom. It allows you to not have to spend your energy worrying about not having money. That's a big statement. Money allows you not have to spend your energy worrying about not having money. It brings freedom. And one of the biggest things that Kenneth talks about is creating passive income so that you can live the good life. That's one of the easiest ways, creating passive income.
That's exactly right. It gives you options, and nothing is better than having options, guys. Imagine if you decide, I don't want to work at this job anymore because I just don't want to. I'm not feeling it. Or I don't feel like going here today, so I just don't. That's options. Nothing's better than that. That's what everybody really wants. They want the freedom.
For real.
They want flexibility. They want the freedom and options. But in order to get to the options level, you got to pay the dues. You got to put in the discipline and the time. It's no getting around that. It's no lottery. It's no praying for it. It's going to take some action.
So what are we going to do from this point on? How are we going to change our mindset into we are going to have both? We want to change our mindsets, and we're going to have both. No either or. It's we are going to have both, and I'm going to figure out a way to have both. I'm going to put something together, and I'm just going to start. I don't have to know all of the steps, but I can start making progress, and progress is everything. Because it's those simple steps, even, small steps like getting up in the morning and not pressing the snooze button. Sometimes if you have, and Kenneth, y'all gonna laugh, but I'm gonna put myself on blast. There was one night I was like, I know I don't feel like getting up and going work out. I basically slept in my workout clothes. And if I'm serious, and if you have to do that for yourself to, put yourself in that mindset, then do it. Do whatever you need to get your mind right so you can live the good life, because we want everyone to, open their minds to living differently in the world. We want to grow wealth in our community. We want every community to be the Ferret Street, every community to be the St. Claude, every community to be the New Oak Street. We want to create a new New Orleans, a great New Orleans, so we can be I don't know, I'm feeling it this morning, so we can all live the good life. That's what it's all about. Final thoughts, Kenneth?
I'm in total agreement with what you said, because guess what? Ferret Street, St. Claude, and Oak Street wasn't always what they are today.
Exactly.
So it goes to show you can start from wherever you are and make that transition. Absolutely.
And speaking about transitions, where y'all going to meet me at lunchtime? I think it's a no-brainer. It's at Neo's, 3340 Bienville Street, 3340 Bienville Street. Make sure you meet me there. Today is one of Aiden's favorites, red beans and jambalaya. Red beans, $8, jambalaya, $8. Served with fried chicken, grilled pork chops, or hot sausage. Substitute your breaded pork chop, Aiden's favorite, white meat or fried fish for $1. Meet me at Neo's. Look, he's smiling right here. I have Aiden. You can tell everybody bye. What's your favorite thing at Neo's before we go?
Breaded pork chops.
The breaded pork chops and the red beans. See? Look, you heard it here. Look, you heard it here. That's what's on his mind. So meet us at Neo's, 3340 Bienville Street in Mid-City, because that is the good life. This is Eileen, and this is Aiden and Kenneth Barnes. And Aiden?
We're out.